Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Uh, Hello everybody, my name is Ahmad Ashari Yunus. Today I will try to explain to you about the problem solving assessment on for English skills. That we know that our curricula, especially for English or EFL, have mentioned that we the teacher should elaborate about the problem solving skill or high order thinking inside of learning or activity. For that uh, reason, there's a lot of explanation about it, how to make assessment in for English skills. And today I will try to make a clear explanation or make a simple example about the how to assess the English for skill. I will start it by uh, explain about what is problem solving assessment itself. Problem solving assessment helps in capturing whether a student has proper reasoning skills and if they are able to contemplate between positive and negative solution to a problem. In this video, I will elaborate this following question. In the first question is why problem solving assessment important? Second, what is the role of problem solving? Third, how to conduct problem solving assessment on reading and writing skill. 4. What is reading between the lines? 5. How about the problem solving assessment on listening and speaking skills? 6. How to establish presentation. 7. How to assess the student's speaking skills. 8. How to assess students' listening skill. And 9. Reinforcement. I will start it by the first question is why is problem solving assessment important? We all encounter problems on daily basis. Some problems are simple and some are complex. Strong and effective problem solving skills have a deep impact on our daily activity or our next career. Whether we are solving problem for a student or assisting those who are solving problem, a fundamental part of every language is to communicate effectively and on the way to solve the various problems that come up as a challenge in communicating to everyone, especially in English, using English. Effective problem solving involves four solutions. The first is the effective problem solving involves four basic steps. First, identifying the problem, looking for suitable replacement, substitutes, or solution, evaluating and finalizing solution, and executing the best solution. Thus, the student will try to maximize their basic steps process using their language skill, and as the result, the teacher will assess them to classify their English skill through the common rubric. It means we assess their for English skill, still with common topic, but we uh, adapt the process of assessment by problem solving. And we continue to the second question. What is the role of solving problem? The student activity had to follow the role of problem solving according to Polya in Komaria 2011. There are 4 steps in learning by using problem solving strategy. Those are understand the problem, decide the plannings of solving the problems, do and finish plannings, and check or evaluation. The step will determine whether the students can be successful in solving the problem or not. The first rule is understanding the problem. Understanding the problem is the first step to solve the problem. This step means that before solving the problem, we have to understand the problem first. Without understanding the problem, we may not be able to find the solution of the problem. Second, decide planning. Planning. Decided planning is the second step to solve the problems. This step means that after understanding the material, we have to decide planning or finding the solution. We need to arrange strategies that make us easier to solve the problem. 3. Do plannings. Do planning is the third step to solve the problem. In this step, we have to implement plannings that we have arranged in order to solve the problem. And the last, 4. Check or evaluation. Check or evaluation is the last step in solving the problem. In this step, we have to check the result of solving problem. This step determines whether we are successful or not in solving the problem. So, we need to put these rules inside of teaching and learning activity to make sure that the student or student have in the same track in our teaching, of course, to the better result. Let's continue to the third question. How to conduct problem-solving assessment on reading and writing skills. Conduct problem-solving assessment strategy to evaluate English skill on reading and writing skill. The teacher will conduct this teaching and learning strategy to create this student-centered learning. It means that we still use the student-centered learning to roll this strategy. It was successful when the activities in the classroom mostly done by the student by doing literacy class about some new phenomena using reading between the lines strategy. So here I will try to use a literacy as the main material of my teaching and also to assess their problem solving skill through reading between the lines. The teacher will give the problem that can provide the student to be active. Yes, it is. And the topic had to make them interest. That's the point. You need to plan that make your student interest about the topic. So let's continue the next question. What is reading between the lines, Islam? After we talking about the conducting solving problem, we have I have explained about literacy activity, and now I will try to explain to you about the reading between the lines, Islam. Reading between the lines is a simple strategy by give the student about interesting reading topic on the first table. It means that I make a table, web two table, and the first column on the first table I will state the topic or the reading text, and the next is the question. In the next table, it means that the question table, I will put the critical thinking question like why, how, what is your solution, or can you rewrite the text using your own language? That is the question. Thus, by conducting the reading between the lines, teacher will be able to assess both skill, reading and writing skill. Finally, for the adjustment scoring, will guided by reading comprehension and writing scoring logic. So after they read the text on the first table, they need to answer the table, the second table question as they have comprehended the text itself. So it means that they need read and comprehend the text. Now we continue to the next question. 5. How about the problem solving assessment on listening and speaking skill? After the student have a reading between the lines activity, the next activity will have presentation about the topic. It means that the topic here can be chosen by the teacher. The teacher can take the topic from the reading text on the first table on reading between the lines activity or the other topic that make a student interest. So that student will listen to the other student perspective and put new information that come from the other. It means that we have oral presentation by individually in from the class about their perspective about the topic and its solution. Of course, the other student will listen to them and try to convey the meaning and comprehend what is the solution it was. On the other hand, they also think about the problem solving perspective, whether to approve the other or agree their perspective. Oh, it means that they will accept their students' solution or will their solution by listening to the other student presentation to make a clear solution. Uh, how to establish the presentation? Uh, I will answer it in the next question. 6. How to establish presentation? Presentation here can be a group presentation or individual presentation. But in group presentation, will provide the student to make discussion with the other student and try to solve the problem together, and they also call make a small seminar to discuss and to solve the problem. Uh, Group presentation uh, will try to will make the student to be active, but the teacher need to understand here is to make a fair scoring here to the scoring assessment, because group presentation assessment sometimes the one or two students have no work inside this. Next is individual presentation. Individual presentation provides the student to show the ability of the solving the problem one by one and to know the improve of each student. Here it means that they will present by themselves individually, and a teacher easily can assess whether it's a good performance in speaking or etc. In implementation of problem-solving strategy, there are six general steps. So to make it a good activity, there are six steps that in teaching by using problem-solving strategy. Those are deciding a topic that I have mentioned about, giving the role of the class. It means that presentation, activity or presentation, giving the role of the class, activity or presentation, asking the student to prepare the topic, asking the student to present about the topic, asking the other student to give the input. Input here can be many things. All question of the presentation, and the last, evaluating the presentation by the teacher. It means that this following strategy rules will make the class runs run disciplinary. How to assess the speaking skill? Of course, when the presentation well was speaking, how to assess the student speaking here? In the scoring system, there were 5 components that will be measured by the teacher. Those are pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary, fluency, and comprehensibility. It is appropriate with the David B. Harris opinion in Meier-Ningxi 2005, page 25. The student speaking score can be assessed using 5 components as stated above. The score was based on the student performance as followed the speaking rubric. It means that we still use the speaking rubric scoring to assess their performance. How about the problem solving here? Problem solving here can be not as their performance as well and comprehend as ability. It means that if can state the clear solution, it have a full score on comprehend ability. How about the listening skill in presentation? In presentation, of course, the other student will hear the other student presentation. When the mini seminar activity running, the student will try comprehend the other student argumentation by listening. Thus, the teacher needs to record the seminar in the video or voice or audio files as the better correction answer and empower the understanding. It means that during the presentation activity, the teacher can record this to make sure that the teacher can assess it well. So the student will see the video or listening the audio of the seminar if they, and then they need to make a resume of it. So after the presentation, we have a free time to discuss again about the topic, and because the teacher have record the every performance of the students or group, it will be nice to the teacher to make it as the assignment. It means that like making a resume of the mini seminar or presentation itself as the assignment. 9. The enforcement. This is the last thing that problem solving assessment uh, it's really important. Based on the problem solving assessment on 4 skill explanation above, it can be concluded that the implementation of problem solving strategy in teaching language is a technique that allows the student to be active in the classroom during the teaching and learning process. They will force how to solve problems in a good way. They will force to solve the problems scientifically, and they are successfully to do that. It will prove when they understood the material as they explained it well without any question. They will decide the planning as they explain how to solve the problem. They will planning as they told how to do that. They check their solving strategy as they give input each other. Finally, problem solving strategy could stimulate the student to be more active in the classroom. With practicing more, automatically this technique will help the student in mastering English well. English, whether in productive or receptive skill. The next input here is you can use this assessment problem solving strategy in the tag on text, genre of text. It's really simple to do this. And for the other material, it depends on the teacher elaborate. And if this is the last explanation, if you have a question about it, just feel free to uh, ask me a question. Thank you for your attention to my video, and I hope this video will help to understand more in teaching, and hopefully it also help me to create uh, the good teaching also. Thank you for your attention. I really sorry if I have a mistake during this video, and thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a nice day.